Welcome to Josh Makes Movies. I know everybody likes to shoot watermelons, but I figured since Halloween's coming, I'd shoot a pumpkin with this new Ravin R20. See how much impact power it has. I gotta go. My grandma's probably not going to be too happy about that. There's a pumpkin. There's my truck, there's a barn. And then 40 yards on the other side of that barn is where that pumpkin started. So obviously that Ravin didn't make that pumpkin explode. It was just some old school movie magic. So before this review starts, I'm going to take you guys out to the deer stand with me for my opening day hunt in 2019. This is actually what I do on a more consistent basis, is I record all my hunts. Whether I see a deer, whether I shoot a deer, no matter what, I record it and I post it just as some sort of entertainment. So if you guys wanted to skip ahead to the review, I understand. That review starts at this minute mark right here. I gotta look down the road so I don't crash. See you in the stand otherwise. Happy opening day. It's the 2019 Michigan opening day. Pretty excited. Back out at my grandparents like usual. I'll be here most of the year. I'll be here, but I am going to do a couple trips this year. I'm running late, so I got to get going. I got to get in the stand. It is 85 degrees and it is humid. Sorry that I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me with the wind. I can't speak real loud. I got to my blind and there was 2 bucks about 100 yards away, so I'm gonna get this camera mounted and then see if I can get them on my zoom lens real quick. But one's a shooter. I was able to climb up without them seeing me because there's a vines running down the tree, so I hid behind the vines. But I didn't have my bow string on my stand yet, so I had to climb up with the camera mount, the bowstring, everything. I'm waiting on my new backpack to come. So let me get this settled in and then I'll get them on the zoom lens. There's a doe in the fence row here, and I don't know where she went. When I got out here, I get up close to my stand, and then I see 2 bucks eating. I didn't know the one was a buck. I thought it was just a small buck and another deer. And then, so I just rush over to my tree real fast because they're facing south, and I'm north of them. There's some grapevines on the tree, or some kind of vines on the tree. And it's weird because like 2 weeks ago when I came out and set up this stand, I literally said I like that the vines are on the tree because if there's deer south of me, I should be able to climb up without them seeing me. I do like how this vine is right here. It does serve a purpose because if there are deer down there and I don't see them, that might protect me enough to where I can get in the tree and not spook them. That's exactly what happened. There was the 2 bucks and then like 4 does and then another buck came out. I was trying to get my bow set up, trying to get this camera set up, and I need to get the other camera out of the bag. So it was just a fiasco getting in here on opening day. But it may have, we'll see how it goes for the rest of the night, because a doe came in and then she came behind me, and I'm pretty sure she smelled me because she took off. And all the rest of the deer, they just walked off, so I'm not too worried about them being too spooked. There's a north wind, so it was blowing to them, and they didn't seem to run off because of me. They come back in from the south. Who knows if they're gonna smell me or not. But I have all this in front of me here, and I have shots pretty much all over the place. So I have a wide open range. I got plenty of cover behind me. I got my bulk mask to put on. And I should be okay. I got my surfing hat on. My grandparents have a pond, and when I came out with my daughter for the youth hunt, they actually were walking to the pond. I honestly thought about sitting by the pond, but I know that they drink a lot where the salt lick used to be. I get them on camera there all the time drinking the water that is in the hole that they dug up from the salt lick that was there. There goes the doe. So she finally came out of that fence row. She just trotted off. I don't know. She's all by herself, so I'm not really that worried about it. Hopefully I can get some better camera footage. If deer come back out later or come out on my side, I should be able to get some better footage. I was 3 minutes into the season and it started with a lot of action. I also have, there's a big mud puddle right here down in front of me. I'm sure they'll drink out of that. And then where the salt lick was, they'll drink out of that too. So more than likely though, if they come out, they're gonna walk this fence row to the pond if they decide to go to the pond, or they're gonna walk the other fence row to the salt lick. So depending on where they come across, I might have a good opportunity to shoot a buck tonight. Probably 400 or 500 yards away. I think it was 3 of them, I'm not real sure. They look pretty big. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell in the video. I'm zooming in as far as I can. talking to you. I turned the camera off for like a half second. I turned my head, I can see her on the corner of my eye. I'm gonna have to start paying attention. Talk real loud. The foliage is so thick I can't really see anywhere. So I don't know if, there could be a deer right beside me and I have no idea. That doe walked off. I don't know where she went. But she was standing there. The wind was blowing right at her. So it's a good sign for me that my Osonics works. I got 40 minutes of legal hunting. The specs on this thing are pretty insane. It's 430 feet per second with a 400 grain bolt. The power stroke, so basically from here to here when the arrows are being released, is 13 inches. It has 164 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, so it's pretty powerful. Now it says the draw weight is 12 pounds, so with the gears that are in here, that's probably pretty accurate. It seems like it gets a little bit heavier than 12 pounds there at the end. But Gemma was able to do this pretty much with no problem. I don't want my daughter out here trying to shoot this bow on her own. That lets you know that if a 8-year-old can do it, then probably anybody that has the money to buy this bow can do it as well. The width of the axle cocked is about 6 inches, axle to axle. The width on this thing uncocked is 10.5 inches. The length is 34 inches, so it's a little bit longer. It's longer than the one that I have. We have a Killer Instinct Brawler, and we love that crossbow. And then the weight on this thing is a little over 7 pounds, so 7.1 pounds. I don't know the zoom on the scope. I'll have to look that up and I'll put it down below. You press this button in, put that in place, it locks right in place. Same with your quiver. So you push that in place, put it down like that, quiver goes right in, comes right out. Now for me, I found it easier to do it with 2 hands. So if you do it with 2 hands, you can pop it right out. Obviously they have this in gray because I'm holding one in gray. And then they also have one in it's a camo pattern, but it's more of a desert camo pattern. It's kind of tan and brownish and stuff. So there is a place for harness on both these. It's got the handguard here, so as long as you keep your fingers below this handguard, you won't have any problem with the string hitting your hand. I'm really glad that they started adding these to crossbows. My son hit his finger last year with the string. All these crossbows, they are nice but they can be dangerous, and there's nothing anybody can say to tell me that they can't be. A regular bow can be dangerous. If you're pulling back and the string breaks, you could lose an eyeball. Look at me selling these crossbows. You can cock it and uncock it with this right here. So basically, to draw the string on this bow, you have this tool here. You turn the crank a little bit forward, tension, and there's a button right here. Push the button forward. From there you can let it go. Push it back in, push this all the way down, so it's going to snap into place. Now you can't over crank this, so it has, it's geared to be able to release, got a clutch inside of it. The string is locked. Now if you see here, it's very thin. There's 6 inches from cam to cam. So to me it looks like it's even less than that. It's probably around 4. From there you're going to load the bolt odd flushing down, and then I'm going to push it back and it's going to make a little snap noise, and then you want to push it a little harder and it's going to pop. here is the safety. So you got fire on, so it's on, and then it's safe. If you're out in the woods and you don't want it to make a noise, the only thing I don't like about it is I wish there was a little bit more of a movement. Maybe you don't really feel the difference. I mean, it feels like you just nudged it a little bit, but it is nice that it's silent. All right, so we got in fire mode. So far this review isn't going real great because I actually shot this yesterday, and after I was doing some editing and stuff, I just really didn't like the way it turned out. So I decided to come back here early, and I was going to do this over again. Well, it is very accurate, I will say that. So I'm going to crank this, and then I'm going to show you guys you can uncock it. So put that forward. And we're actually, it's not too bad. I was a little worried. Now, I wouldn't let my daughter do this part, but it's not that bad at all. It's a nice feature to have, to not have to shoot the bow to uncock it. So the price tag on this one is $1,999.99. So you're coming in just under $2,000 before tax. It is definitely a premium bow. It's consistent. Yesterday I was shooting at 50 yards, and it was consistent for both of my shots. And the penetration was about as good as it was at 20 yards yesterday. There's two concerns I have. The first being is, what is the penetration at 100 yards? You know, obviously I feel like this definitely has enough kinetic energy and enough speed to reach out, shoot something at 100 yards, and actually kill the animal. I want to see how high it is at 50 yards. Because if you're shooting this in an open field, you don't have a problem. You're not going to have any issues like that. But if you're shooting this in the woods, and you're shooting at a target that's 100 yards away, if you're shooting at 100 yards, it's going to be 7 feet off the ground at 50 yards. You got to make sure there's no leaves in your way, there's no branches in your way. So I'm going to head over to Total Firearms. You guys want to pick one of these up, you can head over to Total Firearms right now too. I'm not going to be there, maybe. But I'm going to go talk to them about this, see if I can get a couple more shots in real quick. Alright, so I'm back. Picked up some new bolts. We're gonna fire these off. I got the target set at 50 yards right now, and it sucks that it's so windy. I'm really sorry about that. Let's get these knocked up real quick and see how good my groupings are. Now I'm gonna shoot 3 different bullseyes. Since they're all the same size, I should be able to show you what my groupings are like. It's really windy. We probably got a good 15-mile-an-hour wind, 12, 15-mile-an-hour wind, maybe up to 20. Some of these trees are really moving around. This is gonna show you how well arrows fly through a brisk wind. So hopefully I can get this out of this tree, but that'll be 4 bolts that I owe Total Firearms. This is a shot at 100 yards. I'm a good 5 inches above my bullseye. And then as you see the penetration there, it's almost the same as what it was at 50 yards. We're right at 100 yards right now. I moved the target because I wanted to get it at 50 yards. I wanted to have the GoPro set up. The GoPro was exactly 50 yards in between the target and myself. So at 50 yards, it should be the peak point. Maybe not, I don't know, I don't know physics. So it seems like 50 yards would be the highest point that the bolt would reach. So I'm gonna load the bolt. I basically just put myself on the building, against my building. I'm 6'1". So if it's above me, it's gonna be above 6 feet, but I should be able to take the video footage. I got that GoPro shooting at 240 frames per second. To be honest, if I hit this target, it's gonna be a miracle. Here's my 2 shots there at 100 yards. The grouping's not real great. Both those shots I had the crossbow up off the ground. It was almost a freestanding shot. My arms were rested, but the bow was not rested at all. The bow was completely off the ground. And then as you see, the penetration is actually really good. So what are my final thoughts on the Ravin R20? I would consider this a great crossbow to have. You can really reach out. You can shoot 100 yards. I'm sure with practice I would feel confident shooting 100 yards. I'm a lot better shot with my bow. It is nice. It's narrow, but it's a little longer. But they also make shorter models, you know, so you can pick up a smaller one as well. I don't know if it shoots the 100 yards or not, but they do make other models. It definitely has enough penetration to be able to harvest an animal at a long distance. Price point is a little high for me. Anybody that watches my videos knows I'm cheap. I will say I was looking it up online to get some information, and Total Firearms had it as one of the cheapest prices. You know, it was actually, they got it priced really well. If you are interested in picking up this crossbow, you know, head down to Total Firearms. Tell them Josh Makes Movies sent you, or Josh. I don't think there's any other Joshes there. Just let them know that you guys saw this video and you're interested. You want to at least give one a shot. They do have a shooting range in the basement, so you can go in, shoot one, see how you think it feels for you. They have other ones too. So this isn't a promotion for Ravin. I'm not sponsored by Ravin. That's just a disclaimer, I guess. I don't know. So this is my honest review. I'm not a crossbow user, but if I was going to buy one, this one would be on my list. When I do these reviews, I just want to make sure everybody knows I don't consider myself an expert. I'm doing these reviews because probably 99.9% of the people that hunt are experts in all these products or anything like that. So basically my review is coming from the 99%er side. I'm not going to give you a review that's totally in depth where I know everything about every single crossbow or everything about every single item, and then I can compare it right from my memory and know this is what it's like going to a store and you're trying to figure out what you want to buy. You don't know anything about the product. I'm here to try to help you out. That's what my reviews are about. I'm a 99%er. I don't know anything about anything, but as I play with the items, how do I like them? How do they feel? Experts, if you guys want to make your own reviews, have at it. And leave a comment in my video. Let me know that you guys made one, and I'll go check it out and find out all the things I did wrong. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe. I gotta go.